We have to move from this house. We're living in a rented place and we've been asked to vacate because the landlord wants this place. So we're a little worried about, one is our living situation, and two is when we go from here, who's going to look out for. So then we found these very lovely kittens. They were living on Church Street behind a transformer. The trauma is too much, and obviously we didn't mean for that to happen. We just thought they're free and we didn't realize the dangers of them being indoor out. And that's all we need, right? It's okay if you don't want to help, but at least don't get in the way of other people trying to.
Because there's something that would...
in the...
Oh yeah, okay, don't...
Hi, so I'm Sunaina. We've been in Bangalore for the last 20 years, so Bangalore is home, and we have 19 cats as of today. We started, we've had cats and dogs and animals. We are from Ooty, so we've always had, animals at home. We used to have a lot of space. But then in earnest, when we started rescuing, fostering, that happened about 10 or 15 years ago. I think 10, 12 years ago is when we started in earnest rescuing, fostering. So it's been a number, we've lost count of how many, starting from neonatals that are like 2 days old to, adult senior cats like the one you just met. So it's been very many years since we've been doing this. And today we are at 19 cats indoors, and then we also look after a number of strays outdoors. Work-wise, I work in HR, so that's my full-time job, but this at home is also a full-time job, so right now we're doing 2 full-time jobs.
Hi, my name is Vishal. I'm Sunaina's brother, and like she said, we've been working with animals, or we've lived with animals all our lives from when we were in Ooty. We moved to Coimbatore before we moved to Bangalore in between, and I remember we worked with animals there also a bit. We rescued a few cats there. So as long as I can remember, we've lived with animals, and I think that's just stuck. And I think Bangalore as a city has, the population of animals is also more. And so you're seeing a lot more animals in need around you. And when you see an animal, you can't really let it be without doing anything when an animal is in need. I think she's a lot to thank for that, because I think more than half the cats we have at home are all her doing. But yeah.
So what happened was actually when we came to Bangalore, so our dad also used to love animals a lot. So when we came to Bangalore, we said, okay, let's adopt cats. So then we found these very lovely kittens. They were living on Church Street behind a transformer. So he brought these two kittens home. Unfortunately, at that time, we did not think so much, because when we were in Ooty, our cats used to live indoor, outdoor. They had a lot of space. They were free. We had a garden, So we didn't realize the danger of having indoor and outdoor cats when we first adopted. So very, very sadly, unfortunately, we lost both those cats. They were indoor, outdoor, they would go out, and then they never came back. One, we found her body actually, so we know she passed away. The other one as well, we know for sure that he did not make it. So at that time we said, no more, we're not going to have any more, because the trauma is too much, and obviously we didn't mean for that to happen. We just thought they're free, and we didn't realize the dangers of them being indoor, outdoor. So maybe 2 years later, he saw a post from Cuba saying there's this 3-legged cat. She had been attacked by dogs, and somebody had rescued her, brought her to Cuba. They had to amputate one leg, and then either they were going to release her on the streets, or they needed someone to adopt her. And she looked very similar to one of the cats that we lost. That was it, and that was the beginning. So then we knew they have to be indoors only, so we got our place netted. We adopted her, and she was our first one. Today she's around 10 years old. So when we started, we said our intention was to hire only disabled cats and animals that nobody else wants, either the older ones or the disabled ones, or what the people call the ugly ones. So that was our goal initially. But with the dogs, it started with Rani. There's a dog in our street. She met with a very severe accident. You want to?
Yeah, sure, either way. So we heard a dog howling outside the house a few years ago, I think 2015 or 16, I don't remember which year it was. And she kept howling all night, and we came out to the balcony and we saw this dog lying outside our neighbor's house and just howling. So we thought maybe she's in some kind of pain or discomfort. We let her be till morning. We didn't bother too much, but she was still howling when we woke up in the morning. So we called all the ambulances, all the shelters possible, and no one was free to come and pick her up that day. Ultimately, through a contact, another person who stays close by, he knew someone at Cuba. So Cuba finally agreed to come and pick her up. So that's how it started. She was taken to Cuba where they did her treatment. She was there for almost 3 months. because it was a severe case. She couldn't move below the neck, like her entire body was paralyzed. So she had no bladder control, she had no
It was an accident,
bowel.
right?
It was an accident. So she had no bladder control, she had no bowel control. And so the doctors also initially said, we probably won't be able to save her. But they still did her treatment at Cuba, and then she recovered. She's not completely stable on her legs right now, but she is recovered, she's happy, she's out and about now. And she was the first dog that we started taking care of in the neighborhood. So it's been 9 years, 9.5 years, almost 10 years since we started looking after her. And because of her, we've started looking after a lot of other dogs in the neighborhood.
So the guy on the right, no, he'll come running when he sees us, okay? He's the one who's been dumped. He was somebody's dog. Then there's one more dog who just showed up in the neighborhood. He's a cat person. He's not a dog person. So he doesn't get along with the other dogs. But there's a kitten in there's a neighbor's house. So he and that kitten, we'll show you some clips. They get along beautifully. So they let him sleep in their gate because he's very friendly. But he eats this food. We were telling you we have to move from this house. We're living in a rented place and we've been asked to vacate because the landlord wants this place. So we're a little worried about, one is our living situation, and two is when we go from here, who's going to look out for these dogs, because they're senior dogs. They're not young dogs that, that they'll be fine. So it's a bit of a worry.
Okay, so this is my mom, Rekha. And Mama, do you want to say a few words about your experience with cats or animals, all animals?
Actually, I was not for all these pets. Okay. So one day suddenly he brings one cat and says, Mama, otherwise he will be left out on the road. And father and son got together. Somehow they made me, got me into their trap, and we said, "Theek hai, one cat is okay." And that was the beginning. I said, "Theek hai, one cat, we can all do it." And then one by one, they started bringing, and there was no end to it. Now we have 20 cats, which is very difficult, but I am just trying to help them out. That's it.
So mom serves all their food every day. Every night at 7:30, 7:45, she serves all their food and keeps it ready. Whenever we are ready to feed them, then we come and pick up the plates. And very similarly, even with all our cats, in fact, even though she was always against having cats and against us rescuing and bringing all these animals home, she ends up doing a major chunk of the work. And even when my sis and me are traveling, we know that, okay, mom is there, she's going to take care of them. Just like every mother, we take her for granted.
And it's beautiful because through this whole process, you meet some really mean people. We have had to have fights with a lot of neighbors for even feeding the dogs, right? We don't even feed in front of their house, but they just have issues. There's been an incident where that Rani was eating and then a neighbor just threw a stone at her. So we, for no reason, she wasn't even eating in front of her house or anything. It's just people are angry, I don't know why. So we've had fights and fights. So over the years, now things are calm. We've got into a routine and, everybody's sort of figured out our piece. But you also meet very beautiful people because there's one old uncle, if we're a little late for feeding, he'll be like, "Where have you been? This cat has been waiting for you. Why are you so late?" So, you also meet these very nice people who are while they don't feed, they want you to, and they're happy that you're doing it. They at least don't get in the way. And that's all we need, right? It's okay if you don't want to help, but at least don't get in the way of other people trying to do something. How I was saying, these are the little things that matter, right? If it's raining, keep your gate open a little bit. You don't have to spend money. You don't have to go out of your way to do anything. It's really not hard. Because in your neighborhood, you'll see something, just keep an open heart and keep an open mind. You'll always find someone to help. And if you're not willing to help, at least don't hurt.
I also think that everyone, if they can do something, it is their responsibility to do it if they can make someone else's life better. No matter who you're helping, whether it's an animal, a human, a bird, a rat, whoever you're helping, if you can do your small part without inconveniencing yourself too much, I think it is your responsibility and your duty to do it. Or try doing it. You'll never know the joy you will derive out of it. You'll feel happier at the end of the day. You will go to sleep more peacefully and happier that you helped someone. I mean, I think everyone should try it once and then decide if they want to continue or not continue doing something for the animals at least.
Nice. It's not all, oh, so cute, oh, this is so cute. It's not actually. It's a lot of hurt, it's a lot of pain, it's a lot of like emotional, physical investment, and it does make you very emotionally tired. It's always welcome, right? Like I was saying, we're doing it in an individual capacity, and they are not, and it is a huge expense no matter what. We have like normal 9 to 5 jobs, and so it does become pretty expensive. So if anyone wants to contribute like food or, you know, we're more than happy to accept that. We don't need, it doesn't have to be money, it doesn't have to be anything. Maybe if there's some food bills you can help us clear, that is more than perfect.
Constantly at the vets also. Right now we're best friends. The vets are our best friends, you know, because we're constantly there. Every week we're at the vet with someone or the other for something or the other. So vet bills are very high. Our food bills are very high. So even dog food we source from a lady who makes chicken and rice and sends it to us, and we feed all the dogs. So everything's a major expense right now. I mean, and given our situation, our rents are going to go up to at least double of what we're currently paying. So we have to also think of our financial situations. But obviously, we are not going to stop feeding them or anything, but it's going to be a major struggle for us. Their spark, their spirit, right? No matter what happens to them physically, emotionally, they're always so happy, they're positive, they're giving you hope all the time. I think that's one big message we should take away from all the animals, even the dogs, even after their major injuries and their recoveries, they go back to those loving, playful beings that they've always been. And I think that's a lesson that we human beings should learn. We are going through our share of challenges in life, every human being. And I think, you know, if we just stay positive, take some amount of positivity from them and realize that we don't have to be so serious about our lives, you know. There's also good things in life. Please interact with animals. Even if you don't feed them, take care of them, just interact with them, just pet them, just talk to them and see how you feel.